Hey guys, here we are on Monday Live again. It's been an explosive week, great week for some things, not so great for some things. So we'll see. I want to announce a few things before we get started. My man Francisco, it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Francisco. You're a great guy. Enjoy it. And and what was the other one?
Nothing. That was it. We were just going to
That was
announce,
it. All
yeah,
right.
we were just going to announce Francisco's birthday. Happy birthday, Francisco.
Right. That was my one thing. I thought there was something else. It was, I guess, a story somebody was asking me.
Oh, but I'm not saying it. Warden Hood had a birthday as well, and he's chuckling because he's still younger than you, he says in his nice little email to you.
Not that much younger. So, all right.
He would like you to shout out his prison chronicles on the ADX on the History Channel, as well as Anthony Reggiano's Gangland Chronicles about the Gambino family on History as well.
Okay. Did we just shout it out? You just told them,
No,
right?
go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. They talk about the Paul Castellano's greed. Was that part of the reason why he got rubbed out? And it's interesting. We're gonna watch it.
All right. We're gonna watch it. Warden Hood's interview and his show. What is it on? Discovery, right?
Hulu and the History Channel.
History Channel.
Hulu and the History Channel. And the other one was Anthony Reggiano is on another show on what?
Gangland Chronicles on the same Hulu and History Channel.
Gangland Chronicles on the History Channel and Hulu as well. And my team over here is doing all kinds of things, making shows, doing videos. Bro, they're leaving me in the dust.
I think they offered you an interview for that one, but they were not very generous.
Yeah, they weren't generous.
Time is money.
Time is money.
You ready to jump into last week's questions and
Yes,
answers?
yes. Let's do some of those.
Okay, so we already said happy birthday to Francisco. Let's give some quick shout outs to Mike Blanchard, Alan, I don't want to butcher his last name, I think Seiner. He says, salute Sammy, Big Al from Chicago. He just wants to give you a shout out. And then Marshall G says, God bless us all.
Thank you, my man.
Roger Morrison, no question, he just has a comment. He says, hello Sammy, I love your program. Sitting up here in Ontario, Canada, having a beer, enjoying the podcast. Thanks so much.
Great, enjoy your beer. What kind of beer?
I don't know. Roger, let us know what kind of beer you got. Xavier James, Sammy, do you think anyone was getting in John's head about you?
I don't think so. I think some of the things that I heard that came up were pretty innocent. I think John, as a narcissist, took it the wrong way. I know somebody came in from one of the families and said, John, you know how to pick them. You can't do a job in the city unless you get a wink and a nod from Sammy. I don't think that's somebody getting in his head. He was complimenting John on picking me to run some of these unions and stuff like that, so that's not getting into his head. He may have taken that the wrong way, I don't know. But I don't think so. You know, a lot of these people analyze these things that somebody was in his head. I don't think somebody was in his head. I think that I've heard a tape where he said, Sammy's becoming so powerful, he could take me out and become the boss in no time flat. And I think when I heard that video, I talked with the FBI about it after I cooperated. And I think that might have bothered him a little bit. You know, sometimes we kill each other and sometimes somebody thinks about it. I would have no reason to do that. It was us against the world. We already had everything. Why would I kill him? But you can't help what runs through somebody's mind. I don't know. So, but I don't think somebody was legitimately trying to get into his head to get me killed or something like that. I doubt it. We had a pretty good relationship. When we got pinched, we were in the same cell. the same cell together, and I felt no negativity. It's just when he got this idea about the tapes would hurt me and help him. I guess the lawyers got in his head about that, and maybe that's what he did. So I don't think anybody was really in his head. There's always somebody in somebody's head and says something, but I think he would have blew it off, or he would have killed me. He was the boss.
Perfect. We have, I don't know how to pronounce this. God, you guys and your usernames. Nepesser Patrick. He says, I found a photo with James Gandolfini with 2 mafia members. Do you think he had real mafia connections and had to kick up to them?
No, absolutely not. He was a great actor. A lot of street guys enjoyed the Sopranos, and they were friendly with him and took a selfie with them. I take selfies with everybody all over the place, especially when I go to California. I never refuse. Somebody comes over and want to take a selfie, I usually do that almost 100 times, 100 out of 100. So that doesn't mean the guy who's taking a selfie with me is, a mafia guy, or I'm taking money from him, or there's women who take selfies. That doesn't mean I'm going out with them. Even when they come over, they kiss me on the cheek, we take a selfie. It's nothing more than a selfie. Even
Okay.
though sometimes I would like it to be more.
Okay, we have John Tuel. Did you know John DeLutro from Cafe Palermo in New York City?
It's not ringing a bell with me.
Okay. All right, that's it. We're caught up from last week. Anna, your turn.
Super fast.
That was nice and quaint. Sammy, let's remind your viewers that we will be asking trivia questions to win your hat at the end of the month.
Right. Now, is this the hat? It was on the bowl.
That's the hat.
That's the hat.
You're wearing the hat.
I'm wearing the hat, so I don't even have to pick it up. I'm wearing it because I like this gray hat. I love it. Whoever wins it, I love this hat. It's a good hat. I have a black shirt with a gray, hat, some jeans, no underwear, and what do you call that again?
Commando?
Commando. Yeah, I'm a commando. All right.
Welcome home, sailor. So yeah, let's you guys want to do a first question of the trivia?
Yeah.
Let's think. I know you wanted to talk about streets and places in the old neighborhood. How about, what was the street your club Tallies was on?
You
Sam-
asking me the question?
No, your viewers.
Oh.
Ask your viewers.
I was gonna say that's pretty easy.
So we're gonna monitor the chat. Sammy had a famous club in New York. What street was it on? Sammy would go. Would you go to Tallies every day, Sammy? What was your week like at Tallies?
I would go to Tallies quite a bit, not every day. I was in the construction business, pretty serious. I would get picked up at 7:30 in the morning, and I would go to a gym, and that would be a good, people could say what gym it was. And I would go to the gym, do my workout, play racquetball a little bit, have a couple of meetings, and then I would go to my office on Stewart Avenue, and from there I would have additional meetings and stuff. Sometimes I'd go out and have meetings, sometimes I'd just go in the backyard and have meetings. And then I would go down to the Burger Hunt and Fish Club, and that's in Queens, but sometimes I would go there, but most of the times I would go down New York and in Little Italy, Mulberry Street, and I would go there. So that was my normal movement.
Nice.
What was the question again?
What street was Tallies on?
Yeah, about going to Tallies all the time. I would go to Tallies a lot of times after the club in New York. I would drive back and I'd go to Tallies. A lot of times I'd avoid it and go home. But I did my business on Tallies was a Tuesday night. Lending money, getting paid back money, getting paid vig. I was at Shylock. All things like that and other meetings. And we would sit down and eat and talk and hang out. People would know in the neighborhood in Bensonhurst I was there. They would come by and give me a message from some captain in another family or something. So that was my general day. I try to avoid everything on a weekend because it didn't give me a lot of family time. A lot of times when I did have family time, I ran home. When I had my farm, the same thing. I picked up and boop, get away. Because I was literally nonstop in the street.
Wow. And so the club ran 24 hours?
Tallies? Almost, yeah. At the bar, because it was a bar. So they would open till 3, 4 in the morning, sometimes even a little later. In the back room was a so-called restaurant. It really wasn't a restaurant. We ate back there. And then when nobody was there, we would be playing cards and hanging out and stuff. So it wasn't just neighborhood people. When we got Tallies, Stymie and me, it was actually Stymie's place. And there were some old timers who were going there for years. And we let them stay. They stayed at the bar. You know, they were barflies. And they really weren't in the mob, but we let them stay. But no strangers really came in. We weren't looking for customers to eat in the restaurant or anything like that. We didn't want that. We didn't have that. You know, and a lot of times if somebody did come in for that, and they weren't the normal, usual bar flies, we would just tell them, listen, the restaurant end is closed. The cook isn't here today. So we didn't have people coming in like that. Very rare.
Who was in charge of Tallies when you would leave? Did you have somebody in place who would run it?
Well, Stymie ran the place. He owned the place. It was under his name, I believe, and he ran the place. So it was his to run. The Joker Poker machines, he dealt with the people, the jukebox people, the cigarette machine. He dealt with all of that, buying the booze, stuff like that. So he ran that, especially at night. During the day, he had a business in Brooklyn, but not there, somewhere else.
That's cool.
Can I just read the names
Yeah,
real quick?
go ahead, yeah.
Okay, so we've got Xavier James, Josh Ayub, Aaron Brennan, Francisco Horna, and Janet and PA. You guys are the first 5. We're being generous today. So you guys were the first 5 to answer that. You guys are going in right now.
Go ahead, Sterling, drop them in. Gerard is in the house. I just heard him crack a Pepsi open. Awesome. Sam, I
So,
want to ask you
Where is he?
Gerard. G-Man. Sam, I'm going to ask you a question, if it's okay, that came in on email. It's about the Columbo family from Steve McAleer. Do you think if you had stayed with the Columbo family, you could have risen to be boss and stopped all the internal bloodshed that ruined that family? Could you have controlled someone as devious as Greg Scarpa?
I'm not too concerned with Greg Scarpa. I think I would have killed him if I went high. Everybody, listen, let's face it, everybody knew that he was cooperating with the government. I don't know how he didn't get killed. This is a stain on his captain, they knew, and Carmine Persico. And today, in this day and age, we know for sure, well, we always knew, but he was a cooperator, and that they knew. When you don't stop that as a boss of a family, then you're just as much of a rat as he is. Now, I don't want to call Carmine Persico a rat, but the circumstances does that, not me. I don't know if him being an informant, it actually blows me away. It's hard for me to believe, but it's hard for me to believe to know that he knew that he was an informant and did nothing. That's not Carmine Persico style. Carmine will kill you in a flash. So why didn't he kill this guy? Because it was helping them, because it was hurting his enemies, and he didn't have to touch it. Greg did it. So I wouldn't worry about him. But I would have never got to the top. There was a rough crew. And I was rough. Like I'm saying, I would have killed Greg Scarpa. and his son. But so I never think I would have got to the top of that family. I would have probably been killed, especially once I got more and more power. See, John, when I got more and more power, was concerned about it. Them, I think they would immediately took me out because of that. Not that I did anything wrong, but he's got a little too much power. And Carmine Persico was against that, anybody having any kind of power. So I don't think I would have got to the top, for sure.
I'm going to jump in the super chats now. Mark Clark, dear Sammy, if Sparks Steakhouse doesn't happen, do you think Big Paul was finished with that commission case?
I think that he would have went to prison like everybody else with the commission case. But he would have ran it. Here's what our fear was. And this is nobody ever asked me this, so you're going to hear this for the first time. When we talked, this was the fear amongst us. That Paul would have went to prison. He would have stayed as the boss. He would have put Tommy Gambino in as the boss. Tommy Gambino is weak. He was a captain. He was Carlo Gambino's son. A good guy, but weak. So Tommy Bellani would have been the underboss. Unofficially, he would have been the boss. He would have shook Tommy up. Then no match. He would have controlled him. So our looking at it, that we would have had a boss in prison, another boss, Tommy, who's weak, Tommy Bellani, who was a bully and very tough and very dangerous, would have been controlling the whole thing, and it would have been an ugly situation. Now you can't hit Paul no more. So it was time that we make a move. Two things came up. One, hit him now, and we take over, and make Cosa Nostra what it's supposed to be, and get rid of Tommy as well. Two, that, like I said, there were so many things wrong with Cosa Nostra. Two would have been, we saved John Gotti and his whole crew. They were all destined to die. It was, Paul was just waiting to give the order. He couldn't get the tapes off of them. They couldn't give up the tapes because they not only destroyed Paul Castellano, they destroyed the whole commission. Those tapes were used in almost every single case that destroyed the entire mafia. That's all Paul needed, was those tapes. I believe Paul would have went to the commission and said, here's the tapes. I'm taking him and his fucking whole crew out because of what he did and what happened. Every boss would have looked at that and agreed. So now he would have had tremendous help and tremendous backing. And he would have slaughtered them. They didn't stand a chance. So if Paul didn't get killed and would have went to jail, that's the same situation John would have been in. So we decided, one, to save John and his crew, that me and Frankie the Chico, and two, to take over the family and change it. I wanted Frankie to be the boss. He wanted John to be the boss, and me and him would be the power behind the throne. Even Neil, when they went to him, John and Angelo, for help, he said, you guys broke every fucking rule in the book, and now you come to me and you want to kill the boss. Why? What the fuck did he do? You did everything wrong. I'll represent you. And if you're scared, run. I don't know if I could save you, but I'll represent you. Give him the tapes. The boss is the boss is the boss. There's tapes about it. Don't take my word. There's tapes. Neil's house was bugged. The government has tapes and everything about this. So that's what happened with that whole situation.
Yeah, great question. Pizza Dave, hey Sammy, why was Carmine Galante killed?
He was a tough old goat in the Banana family. He would play ball in prison with guys half his age. They would lose, he would play. He would lose, he'd make them get out, he'd play again. He was a nasty old man. He came out, he made himself the boss of the family. You could not do that. He abused a lot of guys. Sonny Red, who was a dangerous, dangerous, tough captain, publicly. I've watched it. I was in a club with Peruta when it happened. I was nobody. I was on his side. I couldn't even believe what he was saying to Sonny Red. And he did a lot of things that he wasn't able to do. He went to Canada. He grabbed the Canada crew. That wasn't a family. That was a crew in the Bonanno family. And told them, get these fucking wheels going with the drugs. I have connections in Italy, and then start smuggling in through Canada. He did a lot of fucking things the minute he came out. I remember talking to Peruta. I said, this guy's going to die in 3 minutes. Peruta said, guaranteed. Look at the way Sonny is answering. Okay, I'll give you, I'll pay you every week. That's bullshit. He's conning him. He's not going to do that. And a plot formed, and they killed him. So that was the reason why they killed him. First of all, you can't make yourself the boss. You have to, be there's a vote. All the captains vote you in, one way or another. Even when Paul came in, Carlo Gambino died, left his vote for Paul, and everybody else voted for Paul. You have to have the vote. He waited for Neil to come out of prison because Neil was the underboss. He gave him the respect to wait for him, and Neil voted for him too. So, I hear these fucking stories. Joey Molino made himself the boss. It's so idiotic. The captains have to vote you in. So I just watched the video the other day saying that him and his crew came in, took over Philadelphia, and he made himself the boss. These stories blow me away because that's impossible. I don't want to talk about him, but these are rules in Cosa Nostra we're talking about, not an individual person, even though I'm saying his name. But it's not so much about his name. These things are impossible to happen. Mm-hmm. And usually they'll end by you getting killed.
Pizza Dave again with a super chat. Sammy, was Sheepshead Bay and Marine Park area mobbed up?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The whole Sheepshead Bay area, there was all kinds of restaurants and places. The whole place was mobbed up. I went to a lot of places over there. A lot of places were paying, so they were with somebody. They weren't ran by them. They were ran by legitimate people, but they were paying like a tax to whoever they were hooked up with. So they always needed somebody. If you didn't have nobody, then everybody would jump on you. So they all hooked up over there, and it was a great place. They had the fishing things. We used to go fishing there, deep sea fishing. They go out with the boats. I used to go to Joe's Clam Bar and eat. Great places, great food, great entertainment in some of the places. Really, really a great spot. And it became a tourist area. I don't know what it is anymore, but it was a tourist area at one point in Brooklyn.
I remember when I was learning about all this stuff, and you were the first time you said Sheepshead Bay, because your accent, I thought you said Ships at Bay. I thought the name of the place was
Sheepshead Bay. And that's a place, when I was young, I went out with this girl, Louise, and we went there, and I took her on a shipping boat, and a deep sea fishing. And she got seasick. She threw up on my arm. If she hears this, she's going to hate me. But you know, it was a great place. The whole neighborhood went there.
Awesome. Gas Can Lip. Goombada. If you had to brawl Steven Seagal in the 1980s and he wore perfume on his ponytail and a black kung fu gi, how would you defeat him?
I'd probably just shoot him. I mean, you know, fuck all of that. You know, I remember that Jones, Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah.
There's a guy coming at him, and he's going to fight him. The guy is huge. So he says, fuck this. He just takes out a gun, boom, he blows him away. Now, he was much taller and bigger than me, I mean, and he was weird. So I don't even want to fight with somebody like that. I would have just shot him. So.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, have a nice day, bro.
J. Marie, boss, I was watching mob movies over the weekend, and I was wondering, was John Gotti as aggressive and angry as they portray him on film, like in both of the Gotti movie and in Witness to the Mob?
You know, there was times where he was very, very angry and vicious. But there's so many times that he was playful. He loved to joke and laugh and have fun. I remember both of those times. And, you know, he did have a temper. If you fucked with him or did something that was fucked up, he would really send it into you. There's a couple of times I had to talk to him and whisper, John, enough, bro. Come on. To back him up a little bit. So he did have a fucking temper. But, I watched that last movie they made of him, and he was yelling at It wasn't like that. He smiled a lot, talked a lot, played cards, drank. A fun guy in a lot of ways. I loved him for a long time, and it was up until the betrayal that I turned on him. If it wasn't that time, exclude that time, I would have never turned on him. I loved him. He had a great personality, and I trusted him, and I had no reason not to, really. There was things that happened that I was starting to question things before the pinch, but no, I don't remember him or see him that way. I tell a story that I came in with only $50 when I gave the money to the agents, and I only had $50, and he made a joke out of it. Sammy, that's all you got in your pocket? Yeah. Well, when this is over, I'm going to give you a raise. Things like that. When we were pinched, it's not time for laughing and joking, but he was joking. The agents laughed, I laughed. It was funny. So John was like that. He was witty, smart. He was just a narcissist. And he just loved himself. I'll never forget one day there was 20, 30 guys in the club. The news thing came on. Right after this news break, the story about John Gotti. Hey, everybody, come here. Shh, listen. Right after the commercial, and he wanted everybody to see him. And everybody, oh, John, you look great on television, which is bullshit in reality, But he loved that. He fell in love with himself. I don't know what happened to him. But he did have a personality. He was tough in his own way. And he did have a temper. If you really crossed him or did something, he would come at you. He had fucking fist fights in the street. He had fist fights in prison, a couple. With a black guy, he lost a couple of them, but they were bigger, younger, and stronger than him, so it's not a disgrace in any way. Mm-hmm. But, so he had balls, and he just, I don't know, it's like some people fall apart. I'll give you another example. Let's go to a cartel guy, Chapo. The fucking guy has $1 billion. He made $1 billion. He comes in, he gets caught, he wants to make a movie. The fuck you want to make a movie for? You're Chapo. You got $1 billion. The government's breathing down your neck. Get some fucking Spanish girl. Go to Spain. Bunk in where nobody knows you. Live the rest of your life in roses. But they just want to keep going, do stupid shit. And he destroyed himself. He was dealing with these two kids. I did time with them, the twins. And they were ratting him out every day. They gave him up, and he was finished. And he knew he was finished. And then he wanted to make a movie. You want to make a movie? You're about to do life in prison. Get the fuck away, bro. And that's how he got caught, trying to make the movie. So I don't know, people, you need a psychologist. You got you're working as a psychologist, and you should answer these questions, because I don't understand people, even now, let's talk even about politics. I hate talking about politics, but power and greed and this power does something to people where they want to destroy everybody around them, so they have more power, more strength. I mean, you know, I saw a thing today that some kid, they sent the kid, they're paying him $1,500 because he has a big following, to tell his followers that all of them should hate Trump. And they're paying him $1,500 to do that. And to tell other people and your families and friends and this and that and the other thing. I thought that was illegal. Didn't Trump get pinched because he took some money and tried to bribe a hooker in his case? And they said that's so illegal, he took that money. Look what they're doing with their money. They're bribing people to fix an election. That's not illegal? Right. So, I don't know what the fuck is going on today in this day and age. So.
Yeah. It's a business. It's not about the
country
country
anymore. It's a business, but I mean, even when you steal, you're a crook.
Yeah.
You want to do something crooked. You hide a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's say you don't want to pay your full amount of taxes. You cheat a little bit here, you cheat a little bit there. You don't want to rob everything. You're going to get caught. I don't understand where the comprehension comes in. I don't understand that thinking. You throw all caution to the wind for some stupid shit to save a few dollars in taxes on a small item. Now, small shit, you could, blow it away. But when you get crazy with it, and this is, you're paying people you don't even know. The kid gave them up. He showed the whole document, the money, the whole thing. He gave them up. So they caught. People found out he came forward and he got caught and told, there's a whole bunch of people now saying, oh, they bribed me too, here. And everybody shot. This is, as a Democratic Party, who's fucking running it? I know if I was running it and you told me, let's do this, I would tell you, you're crazy. We're going to give people we don't know $1,500, not just to vote themselves, to tell their following. In other words, I have a big following. Michael Franchise has a big. Imagine them sending $1,500 to Michael and to me and to a few other people who have big followings and say, convince all your people to go against Trump. I would say that's crazy, but they're doing it. And it don't make sense to me. And reality don't mean anything anymore. It's just facts of what's going on.
Yeah, well, they're out for self. They don't even care who wins.
Yeah.
They just give me the money.
And then I saw one, there was a jet, and Kamala Harris was on this jet. She came off with her vice president. And there was about 100 people, legitimate. The whole back, thousands of people was AI. They weren't even real.
Yeah.
So the crowd, it looks like 100,000 people. It's only 100 people. And everything else is fake. And how do you know that? There's no reflection of the people on the plane. You see reflections of everything except for the people. That's fake. It's put on after. Wow.
It's nuts. Gas Can Lip is asking, Sammy, can you sing a little Frank Sinatra for us today?
Sinatra. Now I want to sing. The only thing I remember with him is "My Way," and I'm not done yet, so I don't want to sing "My Way." My way, you're on your way out. I'm not on my way out yet.
Oh, Lord.
Soon, but not yet.
Not.
How about D. Martin? I love D. Martin too.
Yeah, Dino.
Everybody loves somebody sometime. Fuck you smiling at.
You're a good singer.
Oh, Sterling
Sterling.
is smiling at me singing.
Sterling's on TikTok over there.
Yeah. They put you on The Voice or something. American Idol.
Mm-hmm. The Masked Singer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
Malik wants to know, Sammy, if you would trade, if you would, could you trade your life today to go back to Cosa Nostra days, or isn't it better to not have to look over your shoulder?
I don't knock what I did. I say it all the time. I am what I am today because of everything I did in the past. If I didn't do some of those things, I don't know what I would be right now. It's a hard question to deal with. I often ask myself that. I'm thinking of becoming a born-again Christian. I told you that once before. And I do a lot of thinking about these things. When I flipped, it changed my life. This is another thing that will change my life, I think. But I think about everything around me, and I want change. I want to do certain things. I want to do movies. I want to be a producer. I am a producer now. So 2-3 years from now, if somebody said, you're in this boat, I mean, would you be a born-again Christian? Would you have done what you did 3-4 years ago? Or well, you made this movie, it was great. Would you have regrets? Or you didn't make the movie, it wasn't that great. Would you have regrets? I don't know if I would have regrets then, because I'd say I tried and did everything I thought was right. So that's my answer to that. I don't look over my shoulder. I very rarely ever looked over my shoulder. Only when there was a war or something, because we're killing each other. But I never did that because I always, from a kid, when I got into the mafia, always understood sooner or later you're going to get killed or you're going to go to prison for the rest of my life. I was shot twice and I didn't get killed. I went to prison over 22 years of my life in prison. So, you know, I could have regrets about that. I hated prison. Wasn't too happy about being shot. But it makes you what you are today. I think the ups and the downs. You know, I'm sure everybody would like to take the down things and throw it out. Oh, I wish that would never happen. But maybe you wouldn't be what you are today. Sometimes you need to be kicked in the balls. Sometimes you need to win. Sometimes you need to lose. It's that way in business. It's that way in life. And I think that's what makes a person. You know, I've seen people come out of ghettos who are really good people. Now, and they're strong in a lot of ways. Maybe if they didn't come out of that ghetto, they wouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
So I'm the same thing. I didn't come out of exactly a ghetto, but it's a rough environment. And it is what it is. You know, I was in the military, it's rough. There's a lot of soldiers who come out who were in combat and kill people and saw their friends get killed and all kinds of things. So you could ask them. You wish you were never in the army and saw those things? Maybe you would be talking to a different guy totally. He wouldn't be him. So it's a real tough question in my opinion, because I wrestle with that question a lot.
Yeah.
Same thing I'm wrestling about. Do I want to be a born-again Christian? Since I said that, there's so many things that lead me to believe I should. Because there's so many things, a coincidence happens once in a blue moon. I have so many things happen every day. Anna could tell you this. I went to a gym today.
Yeah.
I walked in, a young guy comes over, hey Sammy, can I talk to you for a minute? Yeah, what is it? He says, I hear, you know, he, not that he heard, he said he went to church, thought about me, and prayed for me. I don't know the guy from Adam, really. And ever since I started talking about this, I've got people like that coming over. Now, is that a coincidence? Is that an accident? Or is that God and Jesus Christ telling me, come in? And that's what's convincing me to come in. So many different things. It's not actually even my thinking anymore. Is God and Jesus giving me that path? Come in. And forcing me and giving me that way to come in. So these questions are hard to answer when it's happening. And after it happens, I say, oh, of course, I wouldn't want to do that, or I wouldn't want to be here when that happened. I wouldn't want to be there when I got shot. But I was. But I also asked the question, if you never got shot, how would you be? Maybe a wild Indian. Maybe I would have been worse than I was.
Yeah.
Maybe that settled me down, getting shot in the ass or kicked in the balls or whatever. Sometimes it settles you down. But I know one thing. I will believe in this all the time. I even did a video when I was indicted with the Jersey people and said, we're going to make your life so bad. I said, good. Because I believe that when things go sour, the strong people get stronger. It motivates them and they get stronger. The weak people get weak and fall apart. I'm not weak. I don't fall apart. I might not make the right move all the time, but when I make the wrong move and I trip, I get up. If I fight and I get hit and I go down, I get up. You got to knock me the fuck out. So I'm that way in life. I believe in that. So I'm not afraid of making moves. I don't walk around looking over my shoulder. I mean, I was walking to the store and I banged my head on the sign. So I'm not looking at nothing. I hit my own head on the sign. I bang. It was my head. My hat went flying.
No.
So I'm not doing a good job of
Well, the
looking
Kanye
behind
was.
me. If it happens, it happens. That's my attitude. You know, I got cancer 3 times, cured from it. Makes me think about is God looking out for me? And then I wish I didn't have cancer. But then again, you know, I know it was the sun and it was that kind of cancer, and I'm a little shy. I'm bald, so I wear a hat. I'm a little shy about the sun. So I learned my lesson. I got up, I did the operation, I got through it. I don't stay completely out of the sun, but I watch the sun a little bit. And so those are hard questions to ask. And I wish everybody here who's listening to me, ask yourself those questions. Do it. Don't let anybody even ask you that question. Look in the mirror and ask. You had a bad marriage or a bad relationship. I just gave a birthday thing to somebody, a cameo, and he's having a tough life. I had a video call this morning and talked to somebody. And they get up and they keep moving and going forward. And they were asking me for advice. I told the guy, you're doing a great job, bro. You know, you got hit below the belt a couple times. You're still here. You're talking to me. You have a life. You have a different wife. You're moving forward. That's what it's about, bro. Or cave in. You know, suicide and people who want to do that, the life, they're weak and the life got the best of them. They don't even know what to do no more. So they look to do suicide or something weird like that.
Yeah.
And that's not necessary. You can go on. Maybe the person isn't being talked to, given love so that he or she could keep going and say, all right, my life was fucked up for this period. It's not over. Keep going. Maybe you'll build up. Listen, did I think, I got out of prison in 2017. Would I think I'd be sitting in Hollywood back and forth now, I've been going, about doing movies, talking to heavyweights, getting the respect I'm getting? They don't fear me. They have no fear of me whatsoever. They don't have no fear of nobody, these people. It's respect. I'm getting respect for how I'm talking, what I'm doing. There's a lot of things I can't wait, and I want to push, and I want to, a couple of guys I want to get, in The Godfather, the guy got the horse's head in the front. Once or twice I wanted to put a horse's head somewhere, but I like horses, so I'm not doing that. So that's my old life.
Yeah.
So you go on with your life and you deal with issues. But maybe if I didn't go through what I went through, this is a piece of cake. So.
Amen. Ooh, Sammy. Okay, Matt in the super chat. Hey, Sammy, why were the Castellano shooters never arrested after you cooperated? And any updates on the scripted show?
I'm not an FBI agent. I don't know. I'm not a prosecutor. I don't know why people weren't arrested. And, most of them died. Some of them were John's. They didn't need my testimony against the shooters. They had John's tape. John himself got pinched, not from me, his tape. He was pinched before I cooperated. He talked about it. He talked about people who were there. Now, they never asked me to testify against the Castellano thing. I think they had it wrapped up. Most guys were dead. The other guys, maybe they didn't, I don't know why they didn't go. I didn't ask them. I didn't like testifying, so I didn't give a fuck. If they don't want to go, don't go. Don't use me. And so I don't know what their decision making is in Washington, whoever made those decisions and who does what, the prosecutors, I don't know. But John, I think, is the only guy who actually got arrested, and that was from his own tape, his own mouth.
Yeah. Giovanni has a question about the tapes. John was on tape saying he told you 1,000,000 times to slow it down and put it in a notch with your businesses. How did those conversations go with him?
He didn't tell me 1,000,000 times. My envelope was this fat. That's an exaggeration. But he did at times tell me, slow it down. Now, a couple of times, one of the times when he told me slow it down was a time when that guy came and told him, you know how to pick him. You can't do a job in the city of New York unless you get a wink and a nod from Sammy. There was a captain in the family, I can't think of his name right now, and he had a son he was made to. I'll see if I could ever remember their name. He came to John and he said, Sammy just questioned me about a job. And he complained about me. John called me in with him. And when I sat with him, I said, listen, I did question you. 2 weeks prior to this, you sat down and you told John that you weren't getting a job. I wasn't helping you. And the job that I'm breaking your balls on is a job I gave you. I gave you that job through the unions. And what I was breaking your balls about is that you didn't bring an envelope to me to bring to the boss, John. So if you want to sit here and complain, that's what I did. You're right. Now we're talking in front of the boss. That's the argument. So he got the job. Yes. Did you? Yes. Did you come up with an envelope that I made disappear or something? No. We had trouble on the job. I don't give a fuck what you did. I didn't ask you that. Did you bring a fucking envelope? No. because you're out of trouble. So I'm just asking you, when are you going to bring the job is over? When are you going to bring a fucking envelope in? I didn't ask for myself, I asked for him. And that's my job. The guy melted. John saw it and said, all right, Sammy, let it go. Because he didn't want to go any further. He was an older guy, he was a captain. His son was a maid guy. But that was the thing. I also had a captain, Sonny Ciccone, who ran the piers, all of the docks in New York. He was the head of the union, Sonny Ciccone. He ran it. I had a guy with me who was my driver, Louis Cicenti. And he was on a pier as a checker when they come in. Not a big job, but a pier. So there was a guy, Paulie Mamone, I think his name was, Paulie, was a boss on the piers as well. Of all the checkers, under Sonny. He was going to retire. So I had told Paulie Mamone, who came with me to Florida, me and my family and everybody, he was with me. And I said, Paulie, when you retire, put Louis Cicenti's name in to take your job. It's a big job. He says, all right, Sammy, whatever you want. I want that. Keep your job. You do a great job. But when you retire, put his name in so he can take your job and run that area. Sonny Ciccone went to John Gotti and said, Sammy is running the piers now with me. John called me in again. And Sonny. And he said, Sammy, I run the piers. I don't give a fuck what you run, I told him in front of John. Louis Cicenti is with me. Paulie Mamone is with me. I asked him when he retires if he could put him in. I'm taking nothing from you. They're both in the Gambino family. I'm not pulling them out. I am not taking anything personally from it. Our family is running this fucking thing. You're a captain in the family. I determine what you do, along with John. If John wants to overrule me, tells me to shut up. I shut up. You put whoever you want. Put up your sister to run the fucking job, if that's what you want. If it's okay with him, it's okay with me. John said, what other situations are you involved in the piers? I'm not even going to answer that, John. Sonny, what other things, what other responsibilities do I do in the union of the longshoremen? None. John told him, Sonny, get the fuck up. You come to me with a complaint, he's your underboss. Get the fuck up. And put this fucking kid, whoever he wants, Louis Cicenti, in as the thing. End the beef. And Louis Cicenti became that job. He took Paulie's job. When I cooperated, I ratted on him, and he got thrown out of the job. So I got him the job, and then he got thrown out of the job. And so, you know, I have a job in the family, as being John's right-hand man, and John wasn't a business guy or a union guy or stuff like that. I handled that. And I brought him up envelopes. They tried to make me look bad that I was bringing up a job with the Teamsters Union. He said, when DB was killed, you run the union. I ran the union. The deal was 80% for John, 20% for me. It was making $1 million plus a year. I got 200 and something thousand. He got 800 and something thousand a year. And everything ran like a clock. The government asked me, didn't that bother you? I said, what? That he was getting 800 and something thousand, you only getting 200 and something thousand? The boss owns these things, everything. He told me to run it. I made 200 and something thousand a year by running it. So I should be mad at him? Supposing I became Donald Trump's nephew or some fucking thing. And he says, Sammy, take over this business. Okay, Pop, I'll take it. And I make $350,000 a year. I think that's a pretty good fucking salary, especially going back then. I should be mad at him because he's making millions or billions? The agent said, no. But it's the same thing. In the mob, John is my Donald Trump. He's my man. He didn't have to give me the job to run that union. He can go to any fucking captain in the family and tell him run that. He can run it himself. He wouldn't run it himself. But he could give it to whoever the fuck he wants. He gave it to me, and I'm making 200 and something thousand a year to run it. And it helped my other businesses because I got a lot of power with it as well. I told Bobby Sasso, who was the president of the union, to break balls over here. He broke balls. I got jobs. Some was kickbacks to him, the boss. Some wasn't. So it gave me a lot of power, plus 200 and something thousand a year. To me, I don't feel cheated. It's his. The boss owns it, from one boss to another. If that union belongs to the boss, Carlo Gambino, which is it, and whoever, and Paul, it belongs to him. Not me. To me, I look at it like a gift. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. 200 and something thousand a year above every fucking thing else I'm doing. Legitimate businesses, Shylock, and every fucking thing. That's a pretty good bonus. No, I told the agents, no, I wasn't mad. And if you guys maybe think different.
Yeah.
You know, how much do you make as a fucking agent? You run around and do all kinds of things, risk your life. The head of the FBI, he makes a hell of a lot more money than you, and he sits on his fucking ass. Doesn't that bother you? No, he's the boss. Oh, he's the boss. Then it don't bother you now.
Yeah.
It's all depends on how you look at it. When John told me slow it down, I slowed it down. But I was aggressive. I'm aggressive right now in my business, or I wouldn't be in Hollywood. I wouldn't be talking to these people. So maybe Anna would turn around and say, Sammy, slow it the fuck down. Or my son would tell me, slow down. You could force me to slow down, but I'm not going to slow down. I want to be in Hollywood. I want those movies made. And I'm going to bust my ass to get it done. Whether I got to take a trip every month or every week back and forth to California. At my age. So that's the way it is. So yes, John did say to me, slow it down. Those are two incidents that I can remember right off the top of my head with the slow it down. But every time, here's how I would do the cut-ups with him. I would hold the money home. And he would say, Sammy, how you sitting? Your end? Yeah. I'm sitting with about 125,000, 150,000. All right, I'll have my brother Pete come over by your house and give it to him. So his brother Pete would come in with a box, tied up nice, just in case somebody was watching. He'd come in, it was cake or something, give me the cake and whatever's in there. I would empty it out, and then the 100 and a quarter, 150 was in there. Because I washed the money, instead of 5s and 10s and 20s, there was 50s, 100s, and it fit. And he'd walk out with that and bring it to John. I never heard a complaint about, you gave me too much money, or you didn't give me enough money. I sent you 150,000. What do you want? That's your end. So I don't think I had many complaints with John. I know if you hear certain people, who is it? Howdy Doody will tell you that he was keeping his money, he was complaining. It was fuck. These guys don't know what fucking planet they're on. They had nothing to do with them. They're in the mob. Some of them are made, some of them are captains who had no fucking ability of doing shit their whole life. I was a doer. I did things. Sometimes I was a little aggressive. Sometimes I was a little too aggressive. I'm an overthinker as well. Sometimes I'm a little aggressive with the girls here. Sometimes I push too hard. But I push, they should get mad at me. And I thought about it. I said to myself, they should be pissed off at you. Why? Because you're building this monster company. And they're all in it. Part of my team. They should be mad if I had a fucking Rolls Royce sitting outside. If I had tons of diamonds. If I had the best designer clothes you can get. If I had the best of everything. And they're getting nothing. And they're killing themselves. They should be mad. But they don't see that. I have a Kia sitting outside. I ain't got no fancy jewelry. I got a nice ring that I've had for 100 years, and I got a $3,000 fucking Rolex. I don't have fancy clothes. You see me in t-shirts, jeans, not too fancy. I don't have no vacations. They don't see no high-class hookers walking in and out and getting money, getting big money. They don't see none of that. So they don't hate me. They don't fight back. Sometimes I'm too aggressive. I'm too aggressive because they're coming with me. And they know it. And they know I'm not greedy or selfish. And that's the bottom line. But I am aggressive. When I'm too aggressive, I sometimes back up and apologize. I hate myself for it. I get mad sometimes. I'm thinking of 14 different things, and I'll get mad at something, and maybe Sterling will say something, I'm barking at him. And I'm saying to myself, my God, what the fuck you barking at her for? She's great. And I apologize because I'm not barking at her. I'm barking at something fucking totally different.
Yeah.
That annoys me. And sometimes I'm not polished in a way. But they know where my heart lies for them and what I do. So that's what life has taught me and made me become. So that, get back to that question, fuck what I was. I was what I was, that's why I'm me. Now, I'm content with that, 100%. And anybody and everybody I killed was because of their life and because they broke fucking rules, and it broke my heart that they were that stupid to do these things. But that's the life. So, of course, I feel bad about it. It hurts a little bit. But that's the way it is. I never killed a woman. I never killed a kid. And I never killed a legitimate guy. It was always in the mafia. And it's now howdy doody time, so what do we do?
Moving on.
Moving on.
J. Marie again. Hey, J. Marie. Boss, there are so many great Italian actors. I'm so excited to see who ends up auditioning for the different characters in the show. Do you have any new details you can share with us?
No, I really, and I'm not joking. I mean, listen, I could tell you who I like. I like the guy who played in Peaky Blinders, Cillian Murphy. I would love for this guy to play me, but he's a big shot, and he's doing a lot of things, and I don't think I could get him. I would love to have Tom Hardy. I like him too. He's doing a motorcycle movie now And it's not that I haven't tried to, look at who's going to play me. So now I'm settling for Danny DeVito, I guess. I have no fucking choice. No, I got a choice. That's not happening. So you can bank on that. We don't have somebody yet. We had somebody, a young guy who we had in mind, and he's booked to the guild. I can't get him. Yeah. And but we'll get somebody. Yeah. We'll get somebody, and I'll have a lot of work to do with him and stuff, and I'm looking forward to it. There's so many people, women in my life, my wife, my daughter, girlfriends, cousins, all kinds of women and men. I mean, I'm looking forward to this when it's finally sold, and it's getting closer and closer. Every trip I get is getting closer and closer. It's trying to figure out who's going to be who. Who's going to play Anna? If the movie comes this far, there's going to be somebody to play Anna, Amina, Sterling. I got a little girl in mind who's going to play Sterling. You. Maybe you play yourself. You could?
I could.
All right, see? So we'll see. I mean, yeah, I don't know who's going to play me yet. And we're still working on the pitch deck. We pulled it. It's not going to actually start again until September. And I'll explain it to you. It's hard to understand because it took me a while to understand it. Yeah. August is a dead month. And here's why. All the big shots, they go on vacation. 2-week month vacation. So it's a bad month. We're going to hit 7 or 8 different networks that we have planned. We were going to do it. We postponed. We're going to do it again with those 7 or 8. They're waiting. They want it. They want to see it. The pitch deck. And we got the pitch deck just about done. We would like to add an actor who's going to play me and a director. We're working on him. Yeah. Now, I understand that that's close. It's agreed. His fucking lawyer is on vacation. This is what you deal with in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just got to wait. So, September, the main guy, my main partner, I don't know if I should say his name, Aaron. I'm just going to say Aaron. Mm-hmm. And he's a brilliant man. And he's said, Sammy, in September, we're gonna nail it down and go into the next phase. Sign everybody, do that. Then we start picking actors, actresses, lighting people, sound people, music people, everybody and everything. The next phase after that is actual production. So, and that's what I'm told. That's Hollywood. That's the way it runs. And a lot of guys, heavyweights, will tell me, Sammy, don't get frustrated. That's the way Hollywood runs, bro. So I said, I just want to have the movie done before I die. So I want to get some,
Yeah.
But it'll get done. Whether it's 8, 9, 10 months or a year, it'll be done. 2 of them. I don't have 1. I have the Johnny Keys hit, is a movie, and the other thing is the story of my life. It's like the Sopranos scripted show. So I got 2 going at the same time. But that's Hollywood. It takes time, and we're working on it.
Let's see. Cold Sketcher wants to know, who were the top 5 earners in the Gambino family during the Castellano era?
Oof, that's a hell of a question. There were so many of them that are tremendous earners. DB was a tremendous earner. But there's so many of them that are really, really big. Some of the greaseballs, they were doing drugs from Italy and whatever. I think they were still doing it. I know one Christmas came and guys were going up there with an envelope for Paul for Merry Christmas. This thick, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, all these things. This one greaseball, I don't even want to say his name. He booked Paul a brand new fucking Mercedes Benz. Merry Christmas. I went around with my wife, I was saying, what the fuck am I going to give, bro? I ain't got fucking squat. This guy, what am I going to give him, 2,000? This guy gave him a fucking $50,000, $60,000 Mercedes Benz at that time. So I went out and we were shopping. And my wife, I think she almost got me killed because she saw a thing in a store this big. It was filled with twigs and leaves and bushes and butterflies that are dead, but they're beautiful and they're all pinned. Beautiful. So she said, get him this. I think it cost $60. I says, you want me to go in to the boss? They're buying him fucking Mercedes Benz. They're giving him 10, 20,000. I'm gonna walk in with a fucking thing of butterflies. She said, it's different. He might like it. I said, all right. I got conned in. See, there's one of them days where I wish I could go back on that.
Yeah.
So I go in and I sit down and Gloria, the maid, is making coffee and this and that for me. And I said, here, Paul, Merry Christmas. And I put it, had paper on it. And he looked at it, and then he started ripping the paper off. And he said, what is it? I said, it's butterflies. It's butterflies. The things are, that they're pinned to the wood. They look how, isn't it beautiful? I know he must have thought I was fucking retarded. He said, oh, that's beautiful. All right, Gloria, take these butterflies and put them over there. Oh, my God.
Butterflies for Paul.
Butterflies, bro. And when I left the house, I was sick. I went home to my wife. I said, I think you just got me killed. Why? I'm going to get killed because I bought the boss butterflies. What a fucking thing is that? I mean, well, who the fuck does that? Me, I'm the only jerk off in the world that would do that.
Did he keep it in the house? Like, did you ever see it
Fuck
again?
knows, I didn't see it. Maybe he gave it to his wife, and his wife, women are like that. Oh, that's beautiful. I could put it on my thing. Yeah. And that's what he did. I don't know where he put it, but it was probably in the dining room. Yeah. I never ate in the dining room.
Sammy, so Demi out in the UK, she's so cute. She's like, where's all my UK people at who wants to book flights over to AZ and meet our man Sammy? So Demi, Jason, Danny, Murphy, they're all trying to come out here so that they can all come out here and meet you. You up for
Oh,
it?
man.
I don't know, but I think I'm up. I think I'm up for it. I mean, how many people are you talking about?
I don't know. So far, there's 3 of them.
Oh.
Well, Sammy is putting together, surprise, surprise. That's a famous meme right now, Sammy, sorry. Possibly a screening of some sort for the HBO Max Talus documentary that's going to come out in September. I don't know if you want to give them a little peek behind the curtain, Sammy.
We could do that. I did a documentary a while ago with a company from England. Talus is the name of the company. Big company, nice company, good people. Mm-hmm. I understand the documentary is coming out on Max. It used to be HBO Max. It's now Max. Mm-hmm. It's coming out on that. I think on September 20th. They're going to take a shit fit that I'm saying this, but what you said is a good idea. I might turn around, somebody brought up the idea, is to have a screening. If they give me the whole thing before they put it out, then I would have 10, 15, 20, 30 people, 50 people, whatever it is, that we could have a private screening. So we would get together, we'd have some food, some drinks, some wine, have the screening, we watch it together, and I get to meet everybody, and hugs and kisses and whatever. I like that idea. I really like that idea. I don't know if they're going to give it to me because we're going to have a screening anyway.
Yeah, we can watch it on HBO.
But I don't know if I could bring in other people. So I got to find out about that. But that's right down the road. That's September 20th.
Yeah.
And I'm breaking chops for them to give it to me. I told them I won't put it on my platform. I won't put it out. But I'll just show it with me and my family and friends.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that there's 600 friends. They'll have a heart attack.
Wink, wink. Yeah, an interview with Sean Atwood, who was here in Arizona when the whole ecstasy thing was going down. He was kind of really a rival seller or your competition in the market, you know.
Yeah.
So you know he's got a big UK channel. So it's a lot of stuff going to happen. So
Yeah,
look
no,
out for
there's
that
a lot of
September.
things. My daughter's in the documentary. My son is in the documentary.
Yeah.
Where's Gerard? He left?
Gerard. Out there.
Gerard.
Look, you got Scotland trying to come out here too. They're literally rallying up now in the group chat.
They are. They'll come out. Let's see. Let me get back into this super chat. Jamie Reed. Hey, Sammy, do you think Neil would have been a good boss? He was passed over when old man Carlo died. I've always wondered.
I think he would have made a great boss. And here's why. He was fair. He was open, he was honest. You heard his opinion when they went to him to kill Paul. I mean, that's Cosa Nostra.
Yeah.
He was tough, and he respected gangsters. Paul was more of a business guy. His biggest problem is he didn't respect the thugs. Guys like us, thugs. I'll call us thugs. There's a better term for gangsters, I'll call them. When you're sending a guy out in the street with a gun to go kill somebody, he can lose his life. He can get caught and do the rest of his life in prison. He does that for you, for the family. You got to love him. You got to treat him with respect. Not just some jerk-off who comes in and buys you a $60,000 car because he's a hidden fucking drug dealer and he's got $80 gazillion. Know where your priorities are if you're the boss. Of course you're going to love this guy bringing in that money in that car, but you better love this guy too. He may not be as smart, he may not be as cunning, but he puts his life up for you, and you owe him. If you're the father of the family, you have kids who excel and become very smart in life. You get kids who don't excel and are not that smart. But you kid have to break your heart. You have to love the both of them. I think you love that other one just a little bit more because it breaks your fucking heart that he can't excel like she could.
Yeah.
So if you can't do that, you shouldn't be a boss of a family. So, and I think Neil had that love and compassion. Listen, he got a divorce. He left his wife. He didn't believe in the law. We're divorced. His wife. Okay. He's divorced. He tells everybody, we're divorced. She's my ex-wife. Okay. He don't give a fuck about documents. Then he picks her and he says, I fell in love with her. She's my wife. He don't get married. There's no hall. There's no fucking thing. There's no certificates. That's his wife. We respect that. That's his wife. Her kids now become our nieces and nephews. So we respect her and we respect her kids. Not because there's papers saying we're married, because he said it.
Yeah.
So, and that's what he did. And he wanted her treated with fucking respect. This isn't my gumana. This is my wife. He gave her that label for her to get the respect of a wife, not a girlfriend, not a gumana. So he had that in him. Little things like that show you what a man's character is. So I think Neil would have been a great boss.
Bill P. 2828 wants to know, Sammy, if you were part of the Chicago outfit, would you be better known as Double? Thanks, Bill. We needed that one. Let's see. Jason G. Did Paul ignore Roy DeMeo's murders because Roy was making the family a lot of money through car stealing. Wishing you the best.
Say that?
Did Paul ignore Roy DeMeo's murders because Roy was making the family a lot of money through the car stealing?
No. No. He, like I said, you're always going to respect the guy's coming in with a lot of money. He's a good earner. It's a good earner for the family and stuff like that. But he made right decisions. He knew Roy was tough and he did work. It took a while for him to understand that Roy was a serial killer. We didn't know that. It took everybody time. He's just a guy who got work, was very dangerous. But he showed his colors in a number of times. When there was a murder, they call him in to get rid of the body. How does he get rid of the body? He chops it up in 15 pieces. Now we're watching. Oh my God. This is fucking crazy. This guy's fucking nuts. So it took time. And it took time with Paul. But when he did fully understand what he was, he gave John Gotti the contract to kill Roy DeMeo and part of his crew. Maybe all of his crew. And John Gotti got a little shaken up by it. And I'm not saying he was scared or he was punked out or something, but he was not. He was, listen, and it's justified. Going after Roy DeMeo was a dangerous thing. They were all fucking killers in that crew. And there was a lot of them. So John, it was obvious to Paul that he got shook up by it. What? Me? DeMeo? And Paul took him off the hit. No, forget it. Forget it. And he went to Frankie DeChico and he gave it to Frankie DeChico. And I told this story a couple of times. Frankie called me up. Hey, Sammy, what are you doing? Nothing. I'm going to be at Beth Avenue later. I got Roy's ticket. You're going to be on Beth Avenue? Yeah. All right. I'll see you later. I know what the ticket is. He's got his, they're going to take him out. I knew sooner or later he would go anyway. Mm-hmm. You can't become a serial killer in our life. We're against it. So I went down and seen Frankie DeChico and I said, bro, they're dangerous. The whole fucking crew. Don't underestimate them. Do you need my help? And he says, no, Sammy, I got it. And he told me the thing about John Gotti. That he gave it to him and then took it back because he didn't get the right response. And so Frankie told me, he says, I got 2 of his guys I'm grabbing, and I'm going to make them a deal. There's a contract on all of them. I'm going to tell them. The 2 years, they called them the twins. We'll let you off the hook if you kill them. That was the best way to get at him. You couldn't go to his club. There's 10 guys there. And they're all armed, and they're all super dangerous, and they're all on the fucking area because they're fucking weird. They're kill fucking crazy. So, and that's what was done. They killed Roy DeMeo, put him in a trunk, and I didn't take no part in that. John was the boss. Frankie was the underboss. But I was there when it happened. Gave them a pass. The contract, like we told you, was all for you. It's off. We even gave them up to the Lucchese family, gas pipe. You could have them. We don't want them. So that's how that thing transpired.
Alistair Kane, hey boss, sending love from Astoria, Queens. Keep going, Mr. Gravano. New York City loves you.
I love New York City. I'm a little, when I see the pictures and hear what's going on, my daughter's in Jersey and she's got a young daughter, 20s, and she don't even want her daughter going to the city. And everybody, I know a lot of people have family there, and I still have, believe it or not, a lot of friends there, even in the life. And occasionally I talk to them, I say, Sammy, I know you love New York, you love the city. Bro, you wouldn't even recognize it no more. Tally's is a fucking Chinese restaurant. John's Club is a fucking clothing store. And there's people, all homeless people, every fucking where. They shut down kids. They go to private school and they take it over. They put homeless people in it. They take over a hotel, throw people out, and these people are in the hotel. Good hotels.
Yeah.
I say, I constantly keep hearing this from people. I love New York. I love the way New Yorkers are the best. And I saw that when they took down the Twin Towers. I watched it on television. A black man fell when they're running away. White woman and a white guy and an Asian guy come, they pick him up. Everybody got together. There was no racism. Nobody gave a fuck about color or whether it was a woman or a man. Everybody helped one another. That's what I know of New York. Not what's going on now. So I don't miss it right now, but I still have so many good thoughts and feelings about New York. I was born and raised there my entire life. I found so much love. Holidays, Christmas, what they did in New York, Macy's, the windows, every fucking place you went.
Yeah.
The Jews and the Italians were like this. The blacks and the Italians were doing numbers together and were like this. As the Hispanic people and us, well, there were so many relations. And I had a Puerto Rican guy who was in my crew. It was so different back then. It was close. As kids, there was racial bullshit. People fought. But when we were older, and the mob, and how New York was, great. I mean, so I don't want no part of it now, but I'm going to keep all those memories until the day I die. New Yorkers, I love yous all. I'm a little embarrassed that yous didn't take some stands. I know that most of yous are Democrats. But it doesn't matter whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, independent, a liberal, a conservative. When you see the fucking community going down, get them people who are running it out. Vote them the fuck out.
Yeah.
Look what New York had the governor,
Como?
Governor Como. He puts fucking people who had the virus in old age homes. 13 or 14,000 old people. I think about it, I want to fucking died.
Yeah.
He was eating French fries and hamburgers, the other schmuck. Get the shot. We'll give you McDonald's. My New Yorkers, they would stick that McDonald's up in your fucking ass, bro. They would stick it up your ass. You want to talk to them like that? So, there's things I love about New York and things I miss, and I just wish it was the same like it was, because it wouldn't be in a position like it is. When you start hurting innocent people, Mafia does a lot of bad things. But when you go to hurting innocent fucking people, raping women, people being shot and killed for no reason. I see a guy walking on the platform. There's a girl reading the newspaper, waiting for the train. He's walking right by. When he gets close to, boom, he hits her a fucking right hook right in the face. Knocks her down.
Yeah.
And keeps walking. For what reason? And then you want to get rid of police? That is another weird fucking idea I just can't understand.
Andrew Tate just posted on X, the UK is finished and soon the entire West. Because of all the craziness going on,
And at first I watched this Andrew Tate. I like him. He's real. He tells the truth. He tells it like it is. No bullshit about it. I got to like him more. The more I watch him, the more I like him. Now, he's a little harsh when it comes to women and certain things, but he's right. He said one day, as men, we will go with a girl who works at McDonald's. She's so beautiful. He loves her. We would go out with her like that. Would a woman go out with a guy who's flipping hamburgers? No. So you're looking for success and money. We're looking for love. Two different things. So when he says that, I didn't understand him, because I love women, all kinds of women. I got daughters, granddaughters, and I love women anyway. I'm not going to be ashamed that I love women.
Right.
But in a way, he's right. So he don't talk bullshit. He talks from the heart. He talks straight out. And he's been saying it. We're going to collapse. This country is, if we don't see the... Now, he's talking about Trump. He don't give a fuck one way. He's a Muslim himself. He became a Muslim. He don't care about Trump. He don't care about Biden. He's saying if we don't have Trump, this country is going to go down. It's over.
Yeah.
And I believe he's right, because he's talking factual. Now, you could say he's wrong, or you don't like him, or he talks tough, or whatever it is. I like him. And I think that if you don't like him, then listen to Patrick Bet-David. The guy I know him personally is brilliant.
Yeah.
He's saying the same thing. Listen to Megyn Kelly. What's the girl I like?
Candace Owens.
Listen to Candace Owen. Listen to them. They talk from the heart. I love Candace Owens because she's black. And when she talks about black things, she tells the truth. She goes to the truth of the matter.
Yeah.
And I like that. Not just because I'm black, I'm this, and you're a racist, or this or that other thing. She talks the truth. So all those people I just mentioned, and there's a boatload more of them. Jay Dwyer, Michael
Vecchione, Jay Dyer.
Vecchione,
Yeah.
Warden Hood. There's so many people out there, good people. They're all telling us the same thing. And I look around, and they're not waking up.
Yeah.
They don't want to wake up. They turn around now. We didn't vote him out. They took him out. They didn't use Rule 3025. They took Biden out. I think he should have been taken out a long time ago, but they took him out. It's not on the vote. Nobody voted for that.
Right. Yeah.
They just took him out. We're having coup after coup after coup.
Yeah.
And then they stick her in, Kamala Hyena. And there's no vote, there's no nothing, she's the vice president. It's like a coup.
Yeah.
They wanted her in, they threw him out. They put him on a bus. I don't know what they did with him.
Right.
It seems like Nancy Pelosi and Obama didn't want him, and the Clintons, and they threw him out. Is that a coup? What is that? 3 people, 4 people, 6 people say it's time, out, you in. This is the way we run our country. What happened to voting? No more voting. And we're clapping for her. We watched this whole thing happen.
Well, we go to the concert to see Megan Thee Stallion twerk before Kamala comes out. I'm like, this is your next president. We got to watch this former stripper like get up there and do crazy shit in front of our kids.
I know. There's so many things. I'm not going to stay on it, but there's so many things. But just literally a coup. They threw a president out,
Yeah.
stuck another one in, without one fucking vote. None. And they're telling you, love it. Back her. They're bribing people to back you. It's just insane.
Your chat's definitely agreeing with you. You know, your community is very aware of everything going on.
Oh, good. I don't want to get stuck on politics. I say it on occasion because I want you everybody to wake up
Yeah.
and say something, do something, vote. I always go back to the thing. I had a guy, Italian guy, cut my hair. And I was sitting in a chair with the thing around me and stuff. I looked at what he did, bro. I had a good head of hair when I was a kid. And he fucked it up something awful. And I was stunned. It was like paralyzed. I watched it in the mirror. Is it done? It's
The
not.
worst.
Oh my God! Look what the fuck you did, Sammy. Gaugier, we both Italian. The fuck do I care? We're both Italian. Look what you did to my hair. And this reminds me of a Democrat. Because you're a Democrat, it doesn't matter what they do up on top. You're just a Democrat. So that's what I was supposed to do. Oh, he's an Italian barber? Oh yeah, this is good enough. That's it'll grow back.
Yeah.
That's what I'm supposed to do. Or not like the fucking haircut. I don't give a fuck if he's Italian, he's black, he's white, he's Jewish, German. I don't care what he is.
Yeah.
He fucked up my hair. And this is the same thing with being a Democrat right now. That's what's making it, we're making it worse.
Yeah.
Put up somebody solvent if you're a Democrat. Put up somebody who's real. Now everybody's screaming, it's a woman. No shit. But there's so many good women out there.
Yeah.
A ton. I'm not against a woman taking over or being a president. I don't think they should be, to be honest. I think that you have gangsters all around the world fucking with us. And women are nurturing. They're not as tough as we are. So you need a gangster in there to fucking fight these people off.
Yeah.
I don't want them taking. You think all those Arab countries are going to give a fuck about a woman? They despise women. They don't give a fuck about
They
women.
have no idea.
Or
my
gays.
God.
The gays are rooting for them. You're rooting for them. They'll throw you off a fucking roof, you dope.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I was talking with my cousin. He was a sergeant major. His name's Michael Mendoza, and you met him at the Los Olivos at the party. And he was over. He was talking about all the stuff he's seen in Iraq. He said, "You guys have no idea what happens over there, and you want to bring that over here?
they are.
Good luck."
They are. They're bringing them in like crazy. It's insane. You know, I just had somebody call me about drugs. They know I talk about against drugs. I got family members involved with got fucked up with drugs and things. And there's a group who wants to talk to me about it. I said, I would love to have something to do with this group. I would love to help you, and I want to come in. And not now. I'm doing stuff in Hollywood. It looks like I'm going to become a born-again Christian. If I become a born-again Christian, and I feel that way, I'll get back to you. So just give me time. Give me time.
Sure.
But this thing with drugs is just killing me too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many, 100,000 kids. That's worse than a war.
Yeah.
We lost 58,000 people in Vietnam in a war for years. We're losing 100,000 a year. Kids, boys, girls, different races, different every fucking thing. It don't matter what race you are, nationality you are, religion you are. They're dying like fucking flies.
I was watching. I'm gonna send it to you. I sent it to my son. He's military age, and there was a guy now in 2024 watching old video of when they did the draft for the Vietnam War. And so if you're, the birth date. So can you imagine watching this back in the day? Like if your birthday hits this, you're going. As a parent, as a wife, oh my God. I was watching it like trying to put myself in that. There's no way.
Yeah, during Vietnam, I got drafted then. They put up the draft. But I got to give the country and people who went in, they weren't forced in. Most people joined from every state in the United States. Kids ran in and joined to fight for the country. Would they do that now? I doubt it. I doubt it. And if they did it now, what would they hit them with? Their pocketbook?
Their purse.
I mean, those kids, farmers and people all across the country came in and fought. I got drafted. I didn't really want to be in the Army, but I got drafted, and I went in. And it was just so different than it is now. I watched the thing with one of the highest generals in the Army. is a female. We promoted to an extremely high position. The only thing is she's got a dick. It's not a female. It's a guy who dresses like a woman with a dress, and she's got stars on her shoulders. She's a general. What the fuck, can we lose our mind?
Yeah.
Well, we have to be generous. In certain areas, yes. In certain areas, no. The country depends on people in those positions. You're affecting a lot of lives.
Yeah.
A guy comes into the boxing ring and beats up a woman.
Yeah.
We're cheering him. And me growing up, getting and beating up a woman, you would be a clown. People left you out of them. You would be a jerk off.
Yeah.
Now he's running in the Olympics, a guy. Going in a woman's room. I mean, I thought you're wearing a dress and you like other men. And why the fuck would you go into a woman's room in the first place?
It's a perversion.
Yeah, the whole thing is so fucking perverted. And people, look at this guy who's running with vice president on Kamala Harris's ticket.
Waltz.
Walt. He protects pedophiles. Everybody needs to be protected. A pedophile. A pedophile, you're not even supposed to breathe no more.
Right.
Protected? They should be dead. And then you're going to say, we want to protect them. Why the fuck do we want to protect a pedophile? From what? Because he's punished, he's upset? He just raped or molested some young kid, boy or girl.
Ruined their life.
And ruined their life. And we have to protect him and feel sorry for him. Why did he do it? Who gives a fuck? He did it.
He'll do it again.
Yeah, and he'll do it again and again and again. You want to protect him. What do I give a shit what made him do it? Whether he's nuts, I don't care what made him do it. We should have protected Roy DeMeo. Oh, he's got something in his past, so let him kill everybody. That's it. So what? You know, I mean, that happened to him in the past, so he's a serial killer. So what? No. When it was known, we got rid of him.
Yeah.
Not me personally, but we got rid of him. So, I don't know.
Yeah, no, your chat is just absolutely agreeing with you, and your community is very smart, Sammy. You got some really good
We have
people
smart
in here.
people.
Yeah,
Believe
you
me,
do.
we really do. On our thing, we have smart people. I mean, we have good people, smart people, honest people. And people who are tough people. There's tough people in there, too.
Oh, yeah.
I talked with a guy today, pretty tough guy. But they care about the rest of the country. They care about their family. They care about what's going on. You know? And that's what we have. We have an audience like that, which I love.
Yeah.
So,
You want to do one more trivia question before we wrap, Sammy?
sure.
What do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah.
There was a famous little Italian deli right near my office on Stillwell Avenue. They made the best fucking Italian sandwiches and this and that. When lunchtime would come, we would always send somebody to go pick up 4, 5, 6 sandwiches or something. What's the name of that deli on Stillwell Avenue, right near where my office was?
The name of the deli, guys, near Stillwell Avenue, where Sammy's old office was. I don't even know that one. I probably know it, but I don't know, the name. I'm gonna mute your mic, Sammy, so you can give me a holler. Okay, we got it. There's no lip readers in here. Let's see. Oh, yep, we got one.
You got one?
Yeah, I got one too.
Good job.
Yeah, she's got one on TikTok. It was a great Italian deli. Everybody went there from all over the place.
Yep, 2.
Yeah, this is a great audience, bro.
Elgato said,
That's
I don't know. What is it?
This is a tough one.
It is a tough one.
You had to almost come from that neighborhood to know.
We got 2.
Got another one.
I think we got 5 already for 2 over here on
Okay.
TikTok.
Everywhere.
Can I give a little clue?
Okay. Yeah.
The name of the store, the letter started with a J.
Okay, let's go. Oh, we got one more. Okay.
Oh no, not the chat is flooding.
I said, I love when Amina comes in and it's like, she hadn't talked too much during the day. She's like, hi guys, how are we doing? Like her voice is super low and sexy. I'm like, okay, girl. Okay. Sterling, whenever you're ready with these.
Wow, we got a bunch of them.
You have more chances to win actually on TikTok if you guys tune into the TikTok live on Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. More chances to win. Drewski in the super chat with a nice envelope for you. Love the stories, Sammy. Croatians, let's go. I don't know. How long do you believe you will live? Because I believe you can hit 100 years old.
From your mouth to God's ears. that would give me what, 21 more years. I would love that. And you know why? In the next 21 years, I hope to leave a legacy that I've helped millions of people, not thousands, but millions of people. And I would try with all my heart and soul to do that.
You know what's crazy, Sammy? I think you're just getting started. I think they ain't seen nothing yet.
No, I feel the same way. I'm starting to feel more and more that way. Like I said, the people who talk to us about drugs, and you know, I'm going to stay with prison reform because there's a lot of people really, you know, we got to think what we're doing with the people in prison. Cut their time for the people. Here's what you could do for prison. Cut the time for people who go to school in there and work and learn a trade. You don't have to go to college. Just learn a trade. How to be a plumber, an electrician, a carpenter. Teach them trades and let them have the opportunity to cut their time that way. Yeah. They'll come and join. I was in prison, believe me. They'll want to get out early. They'll go into those classes and they'll learn. There's classes where you can show them videos and practical training on things, how it works, and they can come out and get a job and fit back into society. That pays good. You're not going to get a drug dealer. You're not going to get a mafioso going flipping hamburgers. That's a starter job for kids who are going to go to college and start their life. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a good way to start your life, working. But coming out of prison, after their life things they did, they're not flipping hamburgers. Yeah. And if that's what we're teaching in nothing in prison, then we're going to unload people who are predators. And I don't mean sexual predators, I mean predators who want to rob you, beat you up, kill you, or whatever.
Harv's comment in the chat, you've helped me so much, Sammy, by just being able to listen to you.
Thank you so
You get a
much.
lot- You get so many questions. Great live today, Sammy. Really.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. Great live. We went a while, and I'm gonna go have something to eat. I am starving, starving.
Is that the rumbling in the headphones?
Probably. All right, so guys, I love you. Adios, motherfuckers.